All right, so we're staying in combat sports. Hot, cold, Manny Pacquiao against Adrien Broner. Showtime pay-per-view. Same day as UFC on ESPN Plus One. So I will be inundated with combat sports on Saturday, and I am not complaining at all. So what say you? Are you hot or cold on that?
I'm cold. I just don't tend to be into 40-year-old boxers for the most part. The true exception to that was Bernard Hopkins, because I love the way his style aged in particular. But Manny Pacquiao, I think, is clearly past his peak. So when it comes to boxing, is not a sport where I enjoy watching guys past their peak, and I think Manny is more than a step past his peak. The Manny Pacquiao that I watched when I was younger is not on this earth anymore. So, for that, it's like not super interested in it.
Yeah, I am blazing hot. The thing of it is that's part of the beauty of the fight, is because Manny's not the same guy that he used to be, but it's not necessarily this watered down, massively decreased version. If you've seen Pacquiao training, and if you've watched him in these last few weeks and months and over the last year, you see him and you see Pacquiao is still a very, very good fighter, still very quick.
The thing I say he was a scrub. I just said
the thing of it is that he hasn't been a power puncher for a while. And the reason being is because he's not fighting at a smaller weight class anymore. Manny's power was, featherweight, super featherweight, down in that range. That's when he was pop. He had a lot of pop. Now he stings guys, but he's not a knockout fighter like he used to be. I think the knockout over Lucas Matisse was his first knockout victory in like 9 years or something crazy. The last one before that was against Miguel Cotto. So he had, I don't know how many fights in a row since he'd had a stoppage. So that's not necessarily who he is anymore, but he's still electric to watch. Broner is one of the most polarizing fighters in the world because everybody knows the talent level that he has, but his commitment is up and down. But it does look as though, I know someone who got an opportunity to visit his camp, and we're talking about 3 weeks before the fight, and he was already shredded, looking like he was ready to go like the next day in terms of from a physical condition. And I think Broner knows that this fight is super important for his future. And he knows that he has to put together some really meaningful victories, because the whole persona thing is only going to last for so long before you get to a point where people start saying, hey, dude, I hear what you're saying. I see all the flash and this, and I see the act, but there's not enough substance behind it. Beating Manny Pacquiao would be huge for him. So we got two guys who are extremely popular at two completely different stages of their career. And there's also this thing that's sitting up away from them. The winner of this fight has a really good chance to fight Floyd Mayweather. Now, I personally want Floyd Mayweather to go away, right? Because I just think he's done enough in the sport. I think at this point he's only holding it back. But you can't deny the appeal or the shine that has, because it's going to be, if that happens, if Pacquiao fights Mayweather for a second time, it's going to be the biggest sporting event outside of the Super Bowl that year. It is. If Broner fights Mayweather, it's going to be a massive event as well. The teacher student, the trash talk is going to be ridiculous going up to it. So there's a lot attached to it. So because of all of the layers, I'm blazing hot.
I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.